everyone, welcome to a new video. It is me, Desiree, and today I want to talk about sunscreen. I, for some reason, tried so many sunscreens this summer. Normally I just have one and I use it up and then I buy another one, then I use it up. But for some reason this year, I was just like wanting to try a whole bunch of different ones and I was loving it. It was so fun. So I'm going to share with you the ones I freaking loved this summer, the ones I would recommend to anybody, and then some that I don't like very much or at all and that I would never recommend in a million years. So let's start actually with the ones that I didn't really like, that I just know they just didn't do it for me. The first one here is from Native. This is their mineral face lotion. So I bought this because of the ad that will not stop playing. The one of that girl dressed like a vampire, and it's like way too long of a commercial. And they're going on and on about the sunscreen and why it's so amazing. So this is their mineral face lotion. It is the unscented one. It's SPF 30. The claims on this, what they claim is no white cast, rubs in easily, all skin tones can use it. And I thought, wow, that's great. A mineral sunscreen with no white cast, like that's rare, I think, in mineral sunscreen world. So I went to Target, bought this. This is where they have it. And this sunscreen is so weird. So let me show you how it blends in. So I don't know if you're really gonna tell from there, but it takes a little bit to blend in and it looks like you've made a horrible mistake. Like, I'm sure you can see how it's kind of separated and it's just sitting on top of my hand. This is how it goes on your face too. They do say that it goes in nicely with body hair. I haven't tried that, but I don't know. I can't imagine it being comfortable because you have to blend this for a long time before it disappears. But then suddenly it's gone, like that weird texture that seems like it was never gonna blend in. It does feel very thick. It feels very heavy, thick, and sticky and suffocating. I really don't like this at all. And normally what I do with sunscreens I don't like on my face is I use them up on my body. I'll put it on my arms and my hands, especially when I'm in the car. I don't like this even for that. It's just so thick and it's suffocating, truly. Like when I have this on my face, it feels like it's plugged up every pore. I feel like I'm sweating on my upper lip, but the sweat can't escape. It's just a really awful feeling that I get from lotion sometimes, and this is definitely one that does that. Just the thick stickiness of this is so uncomfortable for me. There also is a white cast on my skin tone, so I don't know. They do have people with darker skin in the commercials putting this on, but on my light skin, I see a very obvious white cast, and I just don't like that. It doesn't reapply very comfortably because it's so thick and heavy to begin with that when you go to add another layer, it just feels like you're putting paraffin wax on your face and you feel suffocated. So I did not like this at all. Another one I didn't like at all was this one from Walgreens. This is their compared to the Neutrogena Sheer Zinc Face and Mineral Sunscreen. And I bought this because I work for Walgreens and I was like, oh, I gotta try the Walgreens sunscreen because I have tried a few of the store brand sunscreens and they're very nice. This is not one of them. This is a sunscreen I featured in another video on my monthly fails, and I hate this. I hate this so much. I can't believe this sunscreen has made it to the market. And every time I see someone buy this, I'm like, buyer beware. So it's SPF 50. It says it's oil-free, sheer, and it's made from zinc oxide. This is not sheer at all. This feels like a thick ointment, like Desitin. It feels like the sunscreen you would get a prescription for. Like your doctor was like, you need to start wearing sunscreen. Here's a prescription. This is what they're gonna give you. It does not have an elegant formula whatsoever. Extreme white cast. It feels so thick and heavy and uncomfortable on the skin. It also does not move. You could put this on your face and as you're trying to blend it, within 10 seconds, it has dried. And wherever you have your hands at that moment, that's as far as you can go with it. I was pulling and tugging trying to get this to spread on my face. Very uncomfortable. Would not recommend this in a million years. I would actually recommend the Native one over this, and I don't even like this one. So this, one of the worst I've tried, not only this year, but ever. Another one that I feel I've gone back and forth with this one a lot. I used to love it, then I hated it, then I love it, then I hate it. It's from Sunday Riley. This is their Lighthearted sunscreen. And this is a mineral sunscreen that they say has no white cast, of course, which I was like, gotta try it. I actually got this in a subscription box in the Allure Beauty box. This one comes out pink. Can you see it? I can only imagine people with darker skin trying to use this pink tinted sunscreen. This one has the most elegant formula of all of them. Even though this is a mineral sunscreen, it doesn't feel like it at all. It's really thin, easy to spread on the skin. Has a little bit of a sunscreen scent to it, and it feels really good. This feels really, really good on the skin. It feels like a great moisturizer. Makeup goes on so well on top of this. The only reason I don't like it, the white cast. I'm sure you can't really tell from here, but there's a white cast with this, and it does go on kind of pink. In certain lighting, I could see a pink tint to my skin. Sometimes I can see the white cast and sometimes I don't, so I don't really know what that's about, but I feel like people with darker skin will probably see the white cast a lot more. Although this did have the best formula of all the mineral sunscreens I tried. Very elegant, easy to spread, like I said, great under makeup. It just has that white cast that I don't love, and you don't really see it until you start putting your makeup on and you're like, none of these shades are matching me or working all of a sudden, because your skin has like a white veil on it, you know? So really good, elegant mineral sunscreen formula. If you don't mind a white cast and you have lighter skin, this would work for you, but I feel like darker skin, the white cast would be a little more noticeable. But really good, elegant formula, you know, that one's not bad, but just not my absolute favorite, you know? I tried this one from Bliss. This is the Blockstar Invisible Daily Sunscreen SPF 30. This is another mineral sunscreen that I was so impressed by. Oh my goodness. So I wasn't expecting much from this, and I don't know why I was expecting it to be gritty for some reason. I have no idea. But this is a 100% mineral sunscreen SPF 30. But this one comes out with a tint on it, and it's not sold as tinted sunscreen or like a makeup or anything, and it doesn't say anywhere on here that it's tinted, so it's kind of weird that it's tinted. This is a really elegant formula as well. Really weird, kind of feels like really soft, almost like it's whipped. Blends into the skin really nicely, feels really good and thin on the skin, and the tint goes away. I don't notice this on my face at all when I put this on. It doesn't look like I just put on a tinted sunscreen or makeup in any sort of way. Of course, I only have my one skin tone, so I can't tell you how this works on everybody. Like maybe some skin tones might see the tint show up, but on me, anytime I've used this, I don't notice it at all. It has a nice scent of like a... I can't put my finger on it, but there's another skincare product I have that smells like this. It's not sunscreen though. Lemon maybe? I don't know what that smell is. But yeah, completely disappears. I really like this one. I got this in a subscription box, this little tube, and I really like it, and I was actually really surprised by that. So the two minerals that I loved the most, the Bliss one and the Sunday Riley, although this does have a white cast, a slight one. And the two I hated the most, Native and Walgreens. Mineral sunscreens always hit and miss, like really, really hard for me to love one. Most of the time they're awful for me. Where my heart really lies is chemical sunscreens. So I had 4 that I just love. I love every single one of these so much. I'd recommend them to anybody. So all of these have the same things in common, which is kind of interesting. All of them are Korean brands. They feel amazing on the skin. Makeup goes on top of them so well and so good that I love to use these almost as like primers. I think they're so gorgeous. They layer really nicely, so if you're not wearing any makeup and you want to put some more sunscreen on later in the day to reapply, it's going to wear well and it's going to look good. It's not going to feel heavy or thick or anything like that. None of them have a white cast. So I love all of these. They're all different price points. They all have the same kind of things in common, but the texture and application is a little different in each of these. This one from The Lab. This is the Oligo Hyaluronic Acid Sun Essence Airy Touch SPF 50. So I had never heard of this brand before, but this sunscreen right here makes me want to buy everything from them and just try everything. So this is freaking amazing. It's SPF 50, PA of 4 pluses, and Korean brands usually put the PA, and I think the PA is a UVA rating, I think. I'll have to double check, but I've never really looked into PA thing. I just know it's like the more pluses the better. That's all I really know. So this one is the thinnest of all 4 of these. It feels almost like it's not even a cream. If you had your eyes closed, I don't think you would even realize that this is a sunscreen that you were spreading onto your skin, because it's so thin. I mean, ultra, ultra thin. I just remembered one more sunscreen that I didn't like. I'll have to go get it in a sec. I have it in my bag actually, because I use it on my hands. This one just blends into the skin so easy, so seamlessly. It's the thinnest out of all of these sunscreens. It almost feels like, is this even sunscreen? It's so strange. Feels really good on the skin, sinks in really nicely. You could use this as your moisturizer easily. Maybe if you have like the driest dry skin, maybe not, but I think most skin types would be able to use this as a moisturizer. It's really, really, really elegant, beautiful on the skin, easy to use. Just a great, great sunscreen. Makes you want to try everything from the lab. No white cast, no fragrance. Reapplies really nicely as well. The other one I really loved was the Innisfree Daily UV Defense Sunscreen. This is their SPF 36. I got this one at Sephora. I think this is the cheapest of all the ones that I really loved. I think this one was $18, which I think is a pretty good deal. I would buy this one again. I'd buy all of these again. This one just feels like a basic moisturizer. It has a little bit of a scent, but it's not a sunscreen scent. It's like a little bit of a lemon scent. Again, no white cast, very easy to spread on the skin, very elegant filling formula, great for reapplication. I don't think any of these are like sweat proof or anything, so if you're like working out really hard in the sun, playing some sports outside or doing some outside activities, these might not be the ones to go for. They're not like sport sunscreens, they're just daily, everyday use, you know, going outside, walking to your car, getting groceries, stuff like that. But it's really nice, reapplies really easily, doesn't feel thick or heavy or anything like that. Just feels like a basic moisturizer. Really, really nice one there. And then this one I loved so freaking much. This is actually the one that made me want to try a bunch of other sunscreens. It's from Neogen, and it's the Daylight Protection Airy Sunscreen SPF 50. This one isn't open yet, so I'm not going to open it. I finished one up this year though, and I repurchased it, and it made me want to buy a bunch of other ones too. This was the first one that I tried this was one of the first sunscreens I tried that made me feel like, oh dang, sunscreen can be good, it can be elegant, it can feel good on your skin. I had no idea. I had no idea sunscreen could feel that way. I always thought it had to feel like you were putting on sun protection, that you're putting on an ointment or a medicine on your face, but they don't. They can feel elegant. They can feel like they're barely there or not there at all, like this one from the lab. Feels like it's not even there at all. And they can feel really, really good. Let me see if it's open. No, it's not open. This one, again, feels really light, like a moisturizer, spreads easily on the skin, reapplies nicely, makeup goes well on top of it. This one does have a really light sunscreen scent, but it doesn't bother me. I loved it so much, I repurchased it. I think it's amazing sunscreen, and if you haven't tried a Korean sunscreen yet and you hate sunscreen, give a Korean sunscreen a try. They are doing some amazing things with sunscreen, and they're making it feel more like it's part of your skincare routine and not a chore, not thick, pasty, white cast, anything like that. And this was definitely a gateway for me. I love this one. And then the last one that I loved so much is from Laneige, and it's the Hydro UV Defense SPF 50. I got this one at Sephora as well. I love this. This is the one I'm wearing today. Not that you can see my sunscreen, but this has such a glowy outcome. Does that make any sense? I guess the other ones, like the one from the lab, gives you a little bit of a glow to your skin, but it sinks in really nicely. The other two aren't going to leave you super glowy or dewy, but this one will. If you love glowy, dewy, juicy, almost sweaty looking skin, this is the one for you. This one is a little on the thicker side. You can feel it even when you're just spreading it on your skin. It feels more like, I don't know how to describe it because I don't want to say it's heavy duty. It's not like a sport sunscreen at all, but compared to all the other ones, this is the thickest of them. Still spreads really, really easily. Has a little bit of a scent, not like sunscreen. It just smells like lotion of some sort, like a face moisturizer. It does feel a little thick. I think for the drier skin types might like this one. If your skin is really oily already, you might not love this because it does add a lot of dew onto your skin. But if you like that look, that might be for you. Spreads really easily, really elegant formula, SPF 50, but doesn't feel like it. And it leaves your skin so dewy that it will show through your makeup. You can see it through your makeup no matter if you put powder on, you will see that you put on a dewy sunscreen underneath. And I love this for that. I love the way this comes out. I love the way this wears under makeup, and I love it so much that I use this as a face primer sometimes before makeup. So say I put my sunscreen on and I'm going about my day and then I'm like, I want to put some makeup on. I throw this on as a face primer sometimes. I did it today and I love it. It looks so good under makeup. Makeup just goes on it freaking seamlessly. So yeah, really, really enjoy this one. And I just remembered one that I didn't like. It's in my purse. Let me go get it. Okay, last one that I didn't love is from Skin 1004, their Madagascar Centella Air Fit Sun Cream Plus SPF 50 with PA 4 pluses. So I picked this because it was said airy fit, and the other ones here that I love say air, like the airy sunscreen from Neogen, the airy touch one from the Lab. Those, like that air kind of word made me think this was going to be really lightweight and fluid and easy to use. This one is a mineral sunscreen. I didn't realize that. This has one of the worst white casts, just like the other mineral sunscreens. It doesn't feel good on my skin at all, although it blends in really nicely and it has a really nice formula and it feels good when you're blending it onto your skin. I just don't like the way that it looks. I don't like the way that it feels. It just feels like heavy, terrible white cast. Really don't like the scent. Yeah, this one's just not one of my favorites either. It doesn't feel comfortable. Ugh, I just don't like it. So I started using this on my hands and arms in the car, which is fine. I don't mind a white cast on my arms and my hands, especially if I'm just driving. But the scent of this one, I don't like the way this smells at all. I can't put my finger on what that is. I don't know what it is. It's not it's like a sunscreen scent that they tried to unfragrance, so they put chemicals in it so it wouldn't smell like sunscreen. And this is what they came up with. I just don't like it. So when I use this, I come home and I take a shower right away because I don't like the way it smells. But yeah, that was another one I didn't love. So quick roundup of the ones I loved and would recommend. If you hate sunscreen and you really want to fall in love with it and you want it to be a seamless part of your skincare routine, these are the ones I would recommend. Innisfree Daily UV Sunscreen, the Lab Oligo Hyaluronic Sun Essence. Ooh, I love this one. Laneige Hydro UV Defense Sunscreen, definitely for the drier skin types out there, or if you just love a glow. And then anybody I think would love the Neogen Daylight Protection Airy Sunscreen SPF 50, just a really easy go-to one. And this one too from Innisfree, I think that's a really good one that I think anybody would love. The ones that I loved, but I wouldn't like go out of my way to buy again, the Bliss Block Star Invisible Sunscreen. This one was good, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. I also did enjoy the sunscreen from Sunday Riley, just not the white cast, but sometimes it didn't bother me. But yeah, that one, just keep an eye on that white cast situation. It's a little much. The Walgreens SPF 50, I wouldn't recommend this to anybody for any reason in a million years. And one thing to keep in mind, all of these are going to protect your skin from the sun. That's the goal. That's why they make these things. But it is always a plus when the formula can be really elegant and fun to put on and become a seamless part of your routine. They don't have to feel like this. They don't have to feel heavy and pasty and thick like a prescription. That's what this Walgreens one feels like. The native one is, nah, never mind. I was gonna say it's fine, but I don't really like it at all. Too thick, suffocating, white cast, does not apply nicely, does not reapply nicely. It's just too heavy. And then this one from Skin 1004, just not my preference. But that is it. Those are all the sunscreens I tried this summer and the ones I was loving so much. I've gotten so into sunscreen. It's a seamless part of my routine now, especially finding ones that you love and that you love the look on your skin. Sometimes you have to try a bunch of them to figure out what works for you. Hopefully you found something here that you like or you want to avoid. Let me know what sunscreens you love the most, or if you've tried any of these, I would love to know. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and I will see you later in another video. Ooh, it's hot in here. Goodbye.